hear about the 3,000-year-old mass grave in Serbia where the victims were almost entirely women and children? It's a little bit of an archaeological mystery. Let me explain. Almost 50 years ago in a place called Gomeleva, archaeologists excavated the remains of 77 people who were massacred in the 9th century BCE, a period of time known as the Iron Age. When archaeologists studied the remains, they found that 40 of them were children, only 11 were teenagers, and 70% of them were female. They were buried with care in a rich burial site with their personal jewelry and around 50 to 100 animals, and they were buried quickly, so you would assume that they were from the same community, and if you assumed that, you would be very, very wrong. Around 10,000 years ago, mass killings are probably as a result of raids, and there's no gender bias, they're quite small scale. Now, when farming arrives in Europe around 8 to 9,000 years ago, violence does increase, but there's a bias towards men in the graves because the violence is probably to do with warfare, and it's men who are going off to war, so that's why. But you're not seeing the graves of women, or the mass graves of women. So what's going on in Gomeleva? To try and answer this question, scientists look at the victims' DNA and their isotopes. Basically, no one is related, not even distantly. And when they looked at their isotopes, they found that many weren't even born in the area where they were buried. In fact, 35% came from tens of thousands of kilometers away, even more. So why are they all together in this one place if they're not related nor were born there? A majority of the victims were killed from close contact blunt force trauma, which is visible in their bones. One individual has a defensive injury, and others show evidence of attempting to escape their attackers who were taller than them or may have been on horseback. This all creates a picture for archaeologists, not of a random act of violence, but a deliberately targeted attack, possibly because of their age and gender. Now, during the 9th century BCE, when the attack took place, this region was the center of tensions between different populations. Settlements which had been abandoned at the end of the Bronze Age were being resettled, and you also saw an influx of new semi-nomadic peoples from the steppe. So you have different populations of people who use the land in different ways, all trying to live in the same area, which can result in violence. All the victims appear to be from the same cultural group, and so one explanation for why they all came together could be because of violence in the wider region, and they thought that there would be safety in numbers. Attacking them could have been both to subdue violence, but also because women and children are really important and valuable to the economy. It's kind of easy to take over someone's land if you wipe out their entire next generation. But this is just one explanation, so let me know in the comments below what you think is the reason for the attack.